good evening guys. It's a 4:36 p.m. Today is January 4th. Today is Tuesday. So let's start with the pre-market note. So going into the day, right? So here overnight above 47.64. That was a yesterday's closing remark. Stick with buyers, right? So NQ above 296. Stick with buyers. That was yesterday's closing remark. Overall stick with buyers above even 47.29, right? So and today look at the damn thing, 64, it came down all the way to 64 and held it, right? So at least whatever I told you yesterday during the closing remark, that this level above stick with buyers, that is still the applicable statement today, right? Because price touched 64 and bounced, right? So technically buyers are still there and you should favor buyers going into tomorrow. So now so these are the levels, right? So this, apart from this detailed view, right, of all these levels, see, I also give you the key levels here as well as, right, the key specific points, the market moving levels. So 95, and you can see it, 95 pretty much generated the down move. It started from 95. Yes, 48.03 actually started from 48.03. That was the level I gave it in real time as a line in sand for sellers, and 47.99 is a line in sand for buyers during intraday. But actually if you draw a line at 95, you will see 95 was the one who initiated the strong down move, down thrust later on. So 95, 81, 75, 64 became the low of the day, and this area, right? So today this four pretty much traded, traded through. So 75 provided a response also, 64 provided the response also, 81 did not provided a response upfront, but later on it did. So for buyers to hold above, so let me now read this again, and break above 47.99 and hold above it. Breaking back below it, not a good sign on the paper, first time. Sellers have nothing. This only is just extra, it's a mistake, typing mistake. But sellers have nothing to hold on unless 48.20 gets hit. Favor buyers above 47.81 in general. If you see this is breaking down, right, price below it, then you have to be careful. You can do only reactionary long from this point, or you can assume sellers are active below this and then no longs at all. Just it depends on you how you want to trade it. NQ entire December was flat in NQ, so most likely in January it will either go above this or below this, right? So NQ's good levels were this. Yesterday it bounced off this, right? So these are still good support. And then these are the levels now. Since NQ went above all this level in the overnight, these are the levels, right? They have to hold above it. Break below each of this level. Let's say first three are broken down. Most likely the day is going to be the downside day. Most likely, because buyers were aggressive, then why the hell it has to go back below this and this, something like that. And actually in fact it went below all of this. That means sellers are active, right? So below 296 you can technically short, even above it you can short, right? But this is the confirmation. You still have a couple of points, all the way up to 180 to grab it, that many points in NQ, 100 point below this, so and then what else? 160 was our level, and look at the 160 is became the low of the day today, and then Dow is pretty much above this area, and it tagged this area of the open, actually before open, and actually it opened above this area and went higher, and it tagged this to the dot almost. These are our whiskey levels, these two, right? Because Dow never made it to this level, so it's a whiskey level. So it touched there, came down back to 584 and pretty much it in between it just stopped. So Dow is super bullish, right? Russell, I did not check it today, so I'm not gonna talk about Russell because I did not look at the price. You have the levels, you can check the Russell's price action. Gold, same thing. I did not check it gold today, because I don't want to be in the gold business until it goes above 1850. Then I'm interested. Otherwise, I'm not. Or it goes below 1750, then I'm interested. Otherwise, I'm not touching gold anymore. Crude above 76 favor buyers pretty much, right? And below you can take any shorts, but it stayed above 76, so favor longs from this area. It is that simple. So going into the day, right? So now you know the background, you know the key levels to hit, right? So 47.99 and 95, right? So this was the 95 level, right here somewhere, right? So price was holding that 95 and it was a chop balancing, but while within this balance, when price was here, actually here or maybe here somewhere, I said 48.03 sellers line in sand, 47.99 buyers line in sand for this intraday movement, right? Then price tried to poke below it little bit, but then bank above it, below it, above it, and then 95 touch, and then boom, right? So this was the move here. You can capture it even, right? But it does not make sense to go long right here when we had so much chop here, and we know in fact that 48.0450 actually that was the level I gave, that seller's line in sand. It does not make sense to go long here at 95, but you can see the point here in pre-market note. I said 47.95, right? It was highlighted level. You can see it to the dot, it bounced it, right? So at that point in time, it looks like, okay, buyers bought it right here. All they have to do is take out 48.04 and then hold above it, and then we can go long later on, because at that point onwards, day is clear, right? This chop is gone, line in sand is gone for sellers. We know buyers responded from 95, and then we can go long later on, because then price can go up to 48.20 or even 50. That was the thing. I mentioned in the pre-market notes. In Discord. So we have to wait. Patience is required here. But during this picture, when this bounce happened, now here's the story. Why the hell it did not work out, right? So at one point I actually shorted at 48.03 right here. Then it went down. I was looking for downside target. Since I was not officially trading, I'm only doing sim. I will start trading starting Thursday onwards, So I was playing with the same here. So I put the trade there and I told in Discord that 48.03 I shorted it. Then I was doing something else. I was working on developing a strategy. So I was working on that, and then I had alert set at 48.03. So when the alert got triggered here, I came back, I saw, hey, alert triggered, and immediately I bailed out. But that was my mistake. So I did not at this point, since I was busy doing the other stuff. But if you're watching it the way I'm teaching you all the time, that look at this. This is completely below zero line, right? So it does not make sense, number one, to go long from 47.95, even though it's a good support. And after you see the price bouncing, you want to wait for a price to confirm going above it and holding it, and this thing going up, right? But if you look at this, with this bounce, this thing did not even move above zero line. Pretty much it stayed below it, otherwise it should have been this here somewhere, So that was the warning sign. So that was my mistake. If I have looked at this and this, I would have stayed in that trade, because my stop was only 3-4 points. It does not make sense to even bail out here, right? But anyway, it was going down here. This was totally below zero line, so that was the mistake, not to exit here. In fact, you can even short here at that point. But anyway, so that was the first short if you want to take it. Otherwise, just leave it alone, because technically there was a bullish disconnect also going on here, pretty much. It was not actually quite bullish disconnect up to that point. Later on here it was a bullish disconnect. But in fact AD was holding, even though it was going down, but it was holding in a positive territory. However, NQ was a warning sign here. So NQ started its move right from the dream number. See, yesterday it started the up move from the dream number. Today it started the down move from the dream number, right to the dot. 516 was our dream number. So NQ was going down, 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 right? So it does not make sense to go long here, but it makes sense to short here. Just going with the NQ and looking at this picture. Okay, so that was the first short here. But it was little bit complicated because you have to look at all these things. That's why I did not put the short here. Then later on, price got rejection from here. It came down, right, and then sliced through this 95. At the same time, NQ also sliced through its yesterday's low, 296 bull support. That was the time here you can push the button right here to show short, because now NQ is confirming, ES is confirming, momentum is confirming, AD is confirming, right? At least from here all the way up to 81 you can target, at the first target. And then when price gets to 81, if AD is not further down, it will be a bullish disconnect. So that's where the bullish disconnect started from here. So 81 you can bail out, or at least take some profit, and then do trail stopping, and then you can target next area, which is 75. So I did not put the level here, somehow I forgot, but there was a line here because that was the level I gave you in the pre-market, right? 75. So 75 you can bail out, or you can trail stop it, move your stop to 81 right here, and then you can hold this trade. When price went higher, came down here, right? Now you want to see price to go through, slice through, and come here at this point, right, which is this area. So at this area, before that, momentum was down, right? AD was down, right? But when it came second time, you want to see this thing slice through it, AD tanking, but here you can see it, S&P AD was diverging, right? This one was not making new lows technically, right? It was down, yes, it is down, it's like marginal low, so you can't look at this way 100%, but it's not about internal at this point, it is about the price action at this point. It's overall bullish market, people are going to buy, at the dip. While you are looking at this, you can look at NQ. It went to 160, that was our level, not 180. Somebody told 180, but actually, so I bought it at 180, but actually 160 was our level. In Discord somebody says 180, right? But anyway, so I bought it at 180, but I did not buy it at first test 180. I bought it in NQ, but I did not touch ES at the first test. When the ES second time it came down, NQ was still here. So basically when NQ stopped its down move right here, otherwise it would have continued its down move. So this was the time you have to go long in ES right here and target 81, or bail out your short position, initiate a long, bail out right here, or 50% profit here, right? And considering this much down move, it can easily go towards 90s, so that's your next target. And then when it went above it, pull back 81, here you can go long and then target this, add to the existing long, and then bail out here, right? Why bail out here? Because I said so in Discord right here, right at this time I said bail out, or not bail out, but I said when I entered here in NQ, I said 236 or 274, those are the ideal exit. So it hits 236 right here, and ES hit this area, 89.90 was the target. This is a good time to bail out without looking at this. You can just bail out because sellers are in control. After going through all this price action, they have a control during the daytime at this point in time, so you have to bail out. Now can we short here? No, you can't short here because overall it's a bullish market. Price already bounced from 75, it did not respect 81 here after second test, so could be some buyers are there. You do not want to short here, so but bail out your longs, so these were the timely exit at the right time. We bailed out, and you can see it after that, see. So and then let's say if you even shorted it, you couldn't even hold it off. Yes, you can short from here to here, and that you got lucky here, but then you can see it bounce from here And in real time, if you are looking at this price action, there is no way you can short again here. After looking at this picture, stepping up, you will assume buyers are in control from here, and you may even try to go long here, which is not ideal, because location is gone. But you can see it, then price just tank, right? So neither short from here or long here were ideal. Just you have to just call it a day off or wait. Then price went down right here, right? So this move was not capturable. So then price went down, right? Bullish disconnect was still there, right? Because technically price is now below yesterday's close, roughly around 20-30 points, right? And it is still above zero line, right? NQ tested its low again here, right? So NQ did not move far below from its low right here at 2 o'clock. And if you look at ES, damn thing moved down from almost 7 to 8 points. So why the hell ES is now moving more than NQ? NQ was the good downside move, right, in NQ from the morning. While ES was holding here, NQ was tanking. So now why the hell NQ is not tanking anymore? And ES just tanked 8 points. Something is off. It is not something is off, but you have to think through that angle that, hey, NQ is now overdone. Most likely, it's not gonna continue going down further, and most likely it will bounce. So if that is the case, this is the idea you can apply to go long in the bold support. This is the bold support we are talking about, thick support, right? Bold support, bold resistance to bold support. If you look at 30-minute time frame or 1 hour, it's a straight down move, exhaustion into support. So that's why you buy it right here at 64, or you can buy it right here when you see NQ is now failed to hold below its low, morning low, came back up. Here it's a buy to NQ and buy ES same time. Then you have to just hold on to it, at least up to this point, and then decide. So when price was moving higher up to this point, I said in Discord that most likely it is a game of algos, back and forth. That means ES may go towards 47.99 to 48.02, and then somebody will decide to take a profit there. And this was the timely exit. Right here I build out NQ and I build out ES right to the dot, and then you can see it, as I said in Discord, it came down. See? So it's just you have to read the price action, on certain days. Now also right here in the morning at 9:40, I mentioned in Discord that today could be a trend day, but then I said wait for 10 minutes for me to confirm it. So at 9:46 I put the statement there is no more trend day. Right at 9:46 there is no more trend day, and day is going to be neutral up or neutral down. And then you can see is neutral down, you can say that because closed here, right? Or you can say neutral up from here, so basically neutral up and down with some swings. So that's how the day ended up to be, So for tomorrow's price action, I have to think through it and put some remark in the closing remark, but in general, technically still above 64, buyers have a control. If price holds above 81, more buyers will be there, that's how ES is. NQ, if it goes above 296, buyers could be back in business, and that'll be all for today.